grandeur of Dunnard Park, Newcastle, in the shadow of the Mourns, is the setting for the 48th gathering of some of the finest pipers and drummers in the country. Upwards of 80 bands and over 50 drum majors have come here to compete for the biggest prizes in Irish piping. The tuning park is always a hive of activity. This is where final preparations and touches are given to pipe and drum. Final rehearsal before the serious business starts. The hills, the open countryside, and the streets of this seaside town will resound all day long to the rhythm of jigs, strathspeys, reels, marches and hornpipes. In the tuning area, the final phase of preparation. An electronic tuner checks the level of the drones. Everything ready at last. A band heads for the line, sometimes called the trigger. Once they reach the flag, sound the opening rolls and play their first note. The judging will begin. Away we go. It's a good start. And another band, Ballycoan, led by Brian Ray, is in business. The band stands on the inner circle. The judges take position on the outer ring. Two judges will supervise the actual piping. One will judge the ensemble, that's the integration of pipe and drum. A fourth lends a critical ear to the drumming. The spectators are, in many cases, experts themselves, veterans of the field. Little gets by their critical ear and eye. Ballycoan from near Purdysburn are one of the best known bands in the country. One of their strengths is the quality of their drumming under Mark Armstrong, and their piping improves with every performance. Shaw, a legendary figure in pipe band circles, judges marching in deportment. What he doesn't know isn't worth knowing. The music changes in tempo and in mood. A slow air, solemn and majestic. The jig follows, precise, tuneful, syncopated in style. The tune lifts to the beat of the drums. The hills of Mourne are now really alive to the sound of music. A perfect switch off to a performance which won the runner-up prize in grade 3. The point sheets are carried by the runner to the compilers. Morning, Miss McVeigh.
Morning, Mr. Miller.
Mr. Clark.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Miller.
You're looking very well.
Fresh and well.
Nifty as always.
Thank you very much.
We're getting a good day.
Yes, isn't it nice?
This is the Holy of Holies, restricted to officials only. I've got a dispensation for today.
Grades. There are 5 different grades, and there are over 70 bands entered today. So it's a big day, and the weather's good.
The weather is excellent. Ian Jess and his Balnahinch pipe band head for the Sawdust Circle. The judges move into position again, looking for the slightest drop in tone or fingering error. This band has a consistently good pipe corps, one which has taken them to national and world honours in grade 3. like your partners? The jig is called Glasgow Police Pipers, an old favourite with the bands. Not only have they come from all arts and parts, they've come in all shapes and sizes. Yes, we start them early in the pipe band business. And this band also started early. They had to, for they've travelled all the way from New Ross in County Wexford to play in the championships at Newcastle. This music crosses all bridges and boundaries. It breaks down all barriers. The sun shines down and there's a light breeze. Good conditions for playing and for listening. I never like to see a judge writing too much. Big John Wilson must be penning his memoirs. Not a good sign. plenty of tired feet in the evening, but no sign of that just yet. Mervyn Mays checks the trophy list. There'll be crowd at sideboards tomorrow, but one family has already filled theirs. When the subject of drum majoring comes up in the province, there's one family immediately springs to mind, that of the fabulous McBrides from Kilkeel. And here they are. Henry, you started all this drum majoring lark off. You were pipe major of the Cumberland band at that time. Why did you get the kids involved with drum majoring?
Well, at that particular time, my family was all very young, and to keep them interested in band, we started each one of them in their turn as drum majors, and it all developed from there.
Violet, when did you win your first world title?
It was in 1980 over in Glasgow, Bellahouston Park. That's when I won the first.
And number two?
Number two was 2 years later.
At Bellahouston
At
Park.
Bellahouston.
Alan, what's your score with regard to the big ones?
It's 2 world titles as well.
And let's run down the rest of them, British, European. How do you score there?
I think about maybe 4 or 5 in each of them.
And last Saturday, you scored again with the Scottish.
That's right, yeah.
Let's all go. And there's another member of the McBride family. He's out in the park, the eldest son, Harry, taking part in the drum major heats. On and on they come, proudly wearing the tartans of Robertson, McLean, McPherson, Bruce, Boyd, Stewart and Gordon. The big and the small, the confident and the not so sure, all on parade in a prelude to the end of the competition. They make it look easy. The maces tumble and glint in the air, fall, to be caught in safe hands. Oops! Well, even the best make mistakes. been a long, long day, and it's not over yet. Time now to check the programme and compare notes. Or to get out of the sun for a while and do some reed testing in the big tent. Most bands today enjoy the more casual number 2 dress. Not so St Maur's from Rush, County Dublin, seen here in their full regalia. Beautiful. What a combination. Great scenery and great music. Brady, who travelled up this morning from County Tyrone, hits the circle. And pay attention to the tenor men. Those are the boys with the fluffy drumsticks. It's not all show. They play an important part of the band's overall performance by fusing their sound to that of bass and snare. piping judge Stephen Power, as Breedy finish with a flourish. And that brings our championship coverage to an end, for today anyway, but we'll be back soon with more music from the foothills of the Mournes.